I'd like to give you a brief overview of VoiceOver. If I tap VoiceOver, VoiceOver tells us that it speaks items on the screen. So VoiceOver is essentially a screen reader which will read back information that's on the desktop. And the information we're told here is we tap once to select an item, double tap to activate an item. So let's turn on VoiceOver.
VoiceOver on. Settings. Landscape. Home button to the right. VoiceOver on. VoiceOver off.
And I double tap to turn it off. But within this category there's lots of other options, so I highly recommend that you take some time to explore some of the features and tools that are here. For example, where you see Braille, you can attach a Bluetooth Braille display to the iPad as well, and it will read that information too. So we'll turn VoiceOver on again, and I'll just explore some items on the desktop and how that looks.
VoiceOver on. Settings. Landscape. Apple Apps folder. 18 apps. Work folder. 3 apps. Camera. Double tap to open.
So it's now telling me to open up camera. I need to double tap. So if I go to Notes.
Notes. Double tap to open.
And also I can use my finger just by swiping along to move back and forward. So if I move my finger along, it should then just
Apple
go back.
Apps folder. 6 folder. Work folder. Camera. Notes.
As well. So there's another way.
Double tap to open.
There's lots of gestures to remember for VoiceOver. So if I double tap now.
Notes. Exit full screen. Button.
And what I want to do is just by, again, swiping my finger to the right.
Checklist. Camera. Show handwriting. Note actions. New note. The 21st of October 2020 at 15:34.
And now I want VoiceOver to read the information in my notes.
Note. When did the Romans invade Scotland? New line. The Romans first invaded Britain in 55 BC but did not launch a real and lasting invasion until AD 43. New line.
VoiceOver will read the content, so if I want to write also, I can also just use the on-screen keyboard to start writing, and VoiceOver will read the information back as I'm typing, either with the on-screen keyboard or with the Bluetooth keyboard. And a benefit of something like VoiceOver is that you could also use it in tandem with Zoom, which we looked at earlier. So if we go back into settings.
Dock. Settings. Settings.
And into accessibility.
Accessibility. Button. Accessibility. Heading.
And into Zoom.
Zoom. Off. Zoom. Accessibility. Back button. Zoom. Head. Zoom. Off. Zoom. On. Double. Apple Apps. Dock. Settings.
So I'm just going to magnify my screen, and I'm just going to...
App Store. Ebooks/audio folder. 9. Planning mind mapping folder. 5 apps.
It does take quite a lot of time to get used to, but you can see that down at the bottom here, just in commands, there are commands just to help get you started. So if you want some basic interaction on how to activate, there are lots of information there. But I certainly recommend VoiceOver is for someone who maybe has quite a severe visual impairment or is maybe blind.